moving on to, okay, do you guys know anything about performance? Do you guys export to any of the devices, mobile or any type of platforms? Very little. Hack your phones. Take your devices, get Unity, it's free. You can find a student copy somewhere or actually buy something and just do all your experiments, just export it and see if you get it on the device because there is a program called a profiler because if your game happens to spike and you see frame rate hitches, that's a very bad product. So in order to find all the hitches, you use a profiler, which should be on there. But basically, it's to help the frame rate get better. After basically the performance spikes are fixed, you'll have to go to the assets and set it to mobile. You have to make sure the shaders are basically mobile shaders. Make sure that the texture compression is correct for mobile, so it doesn't eat up too much space. And it also needs to be it basically needs to be streamlined, so it runs on the low-end devices. You can probably get into a meeting and say, hey, maybe we should just cut out all the low-end devices and put out just for the high-end. But from a business standpoint, you're actually losing money because of you're excluding all the low-end, and there's only a few amount of the new devices, so the percentage of making money would be pretty low. iOS is probably your #1 bet to actually generate a lot of income. Android is probably just a little bit because we're pouring that stuff over. So, but if you want to do it just for the love of it, just export to a device, and maybe you'll get it, maybe you won't. It's all documented. There's documentations online and everything, so everything's online. If the performance, you can't basically, fix it, all right? So what moves on, what happens next is optimization. So optimization is where it's very, very kind of dangerous because you'll end up destroying a lot of your work just to get into frame rate. So you need to basically build your art assets very smart. So you need a memory budget for each of the disciplines. So animation needs about a certain amount of a budget for memory. Environments need a certain amount of budget because sometimes you'll only have about 100 megs to work with to make this app. So what can you do with 100 megs? It's crazy. So you have to budget. If you get 1 gig, man, that is amazing. You got 1 gig to just be sloppy and just add all types of stuff in there until you need to go back and fix it all. But if you need to budget it correctly, you don't need to fix. Because it's built correctly and you have an idea, a roadmap, a foundation. And it may not be perfect, from A to B. You probably fall into a couple of ditches, but at least you know where the direction is. So, oh boy. Oh, hey, what's up?
So how do you plan some of your budgeting for it? Like, what is some of the budgeting that you run into in the industry?
Oh, you will get into fist fights with different disciplines because each department, animation would say, we need 25 megs. VFX would say, no, you took 25 megs last time. We're taking 25 megs. So you have to constantly budget. And then you have the environment artist saying, well, we only had 3 megs, so you'll get less this time. No. You have to struggle. You have to really negotiate. And, it's a team. You're working with so many disciplines. You have to work together. You can't be a one-man army and say, I'm going to just do this. No, you have to work together. You have to communicate, and just work as a team. So, just just open up Unreal. Just look at how these, set things up. just open up the stuff that you guys created and see where all the memory's going, you know, and then you can add it all up, you know, whatever, you know, and see how much you're using, you know. But I mean, who's making mobile games here? Just you? Shame on all of you guys. Because
To be fair, a lot of us have to create our own engine. We
Well,
can't necessarily.
work together. You got a whole team right here. You know, just form a club, whatever, you know, secret, you know, that's your party, and create an app and just put it out there, you know, and just see what happens. I'm not even sure that's legal for a school system, though. But check on that, because, you know, if you do make a lot of profit off of it, you know.
DigiPen owns all of it.
Hey, you helped out the school. They'll be happy. So I heavily encourage, please make your own game. Just pair up with an artist and an engineer. You know, you can't do everything by yourself. That would be insane. It will suck up a lot of time. But you need to work with someone you can get along with. So good luck with that. But it's okay. You just have to compromise and, you know, use great communication. Is there any questions for performance or anything like that?
I was just going to ask, would you recommend, like, you were talking about source control earlier, would you recommend, like, only Perforce, or is it hard to get skills or material? Or?
I tried all the free ones, and they're terrible. But you know what? Try all the free ones, try all the other ones, and just understand and feel the pain. That's all. And then as soon as you mess with all the other source control software, try Perforce. Or you can just go right into Perforce. And it supports up to 20. So if you have a team, you can have 20 people on it. Yeah, it's free. And if you go past that, you have to pay. Yeah. But there's workarounds. You know, you guys figure it out, which I'm not going to say. That's all up to you guys. I'm not teaching that one. So I feel like I totally forgot what I was going to say here. Give me 1 second. Hold on. We talked about performance optimization. God, I knew I should have followed the outline. I had a nice outline all written out, and back in my mind I said, follow the outline. But yeah, I mean, just try Unity. I mean, I'm not sure if you guys are allowed to touch Unity. I don't know how it works. Just download it. It's free, and to get the pro version, it's 30-day trial, and just load it up and just check it out. There's I use YouTube all the time. That's where I learn all my stuff. And you know.
Are a lot of the companies that you're working with using Unity, or what
Yes.
are some of the, okay.
Yeah.
So what percentage would you say? Do you have any idea? Or?
For mobile, yeah, there's the people that I work with. It's always Unity, yeah. Right now we have a contract basically working with another studio. We're going to be using Unreal 4. So basically, I keep on saying basically, you have to be familiar with you know, Unreal and Unity. But I mean, the way I mean, you guys learn all the foundational stuff, so it's very important. Just learn that, you know, soak it all up, you know, and you know, or just download the software and you know, get a step ahead. Yeah, they're really awesome tools. So it feels like I missed a whole section in my outline. I don't want to look at it, but yeah. Oh, hey.
You mentioned that optimization is important. Will you give us some tips on how to optimize?
Yes, when it doesn't run and it looks like a slideshow, it's time to optimize on mobile. But yeah, no, I'm just joking. I mean, you need to basically set standards. All of the disciplines need to sit together and say, hey, you know, we need a poly count of 5,000, you know, for characters. We need to keep the props at a certain number, like 2,500 or less. If it exceeds I don't know, about 6,000 polys for a character, maybe we can add an LOD, depending on what type of game it is. So you can have high fidelity up close, and when it gets pulled away, it goes to an LOD 2, which is probably, I don't know, 1,000 polys, 500 polys. You know, you have to be really smart. Texture memory, Man, you have to be really careful with that one because it really will jack up your file size. So if you can reuse textures, that would be awesome, for mobile. Depending on what your, storage space is supposed to be, like 1 gig or, yeah, as long as you have proper guidelines, you'll be very successful on making a product. For texture, for mobile, you probably want to set standards to 512 and make that the max. When it's all done, all the standards are set, everything is running really well, then another pass will hit, which will be a polish pass. Polish pass will allow you to go in and up-res the textures to a 1K texture, which is 1024 by 1024, where it used to be 5K. Because if the art piece happens to be very pixelated and looks very doesn't look too good, it's missing pixels. So you need to go in selectively, increase the texture size, and also you'll control your budget. And that's mainly for for the art stuff. There's code optimization on the programmer side. I'm not a programmer, but that has to be done as well. And also designers. Designers also need to be optimizing their stuff. Every discipline has to know optimization and performance. If you know that on top of all your other skills, you will be very deadly. I mean, no one will question your skill sets. Yeah.
So you work primarily on mobile devices lately? Like that's what you've been working on?
Oh yeah. It's been paying the bills. So we try to grab as much as we can, and lately it's been mobile devices, and they favor Unity a lot. So yeah.
And then with that, do you guys have to use like and stuff like that when you're on mobile?
Oh
Or
no.
can you use English and things like that?
The one, man, this is a funny thing. I got placed on a dare, and basically it was like, can you use all free software?